Hello everybody, my name is Chanda and welcome to my channel Glittered and Glued. So today I have another installment of the Halloween collaboration that's being hosted by Mandy's Place. All the other participants in this collaboration is listed below, so please go check it out and make sure and share the love to all the other participants in this. So we're having so much fun with it already. This is week 2 and I'm super excited about this project that I want to show you. I'm going to do kind of a how-to on this, give you some measurements and everything, and so it's something really easily that you could duplicate yourself. So let's get right into it. And first let me just kind of show you what I've got here. So I know it's kind of the camera's at a funny little angle, so let me lift this up and show you what I've done. So I've made 2 treat boxes here, and they look like little gravestones. So one I've got a cute little ghost on. He's really super cute. And then one I put a little bat and went ahead and put RIP on there, so rest in peace. And these are, of course, little treat boxes, and I have filled them with some treats that I'm going to be sharing with my my swap partner. So let me kind of first of all break down how I did this, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to put one together. So as you can see, it's kind of coming apart, and it's coming apart for a reason. I made this so that it's actually easily shipped. So if you were going to pass this out for Halloween or to co-workers or something like that, and you didn't have to ship it, you of course could permanently attach the headstone in there. But for me, because I will be shipping this to my swap partner and probably to a giveaway winner, hint hint, I want to make sure that it can get put in the mail without getting messed up. So let's put this to the side. And let's clear our little spiders out of the way for right now. So let's go over what you're going to need for this project. First, you're going to need a piece of cardstock. I'm using heavyweight cardstock. I find this actually really the best. This is ones I got from Michael's. And I cut it 3 7/8 by 5 7/16 of an inch. We're going to score this every 3/4 of an inch, on all sides. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do the wrap, the cover. So we're going to cut this 4 by 7 inches, and then we're going to score it at 1 1/4 inch, at 2 inch, at 4 1/2 inch, and then 5 1/4 inch. And we're going to do that on this 7 inch side right here. So yes, we're going to do that. And then we're going to take a piece of cardstock. Again, this one's a heavyweight cardstock right here in kind of a stone gray, and this is perfect for the headstone, which is of course what we're going to use it for. And I cut it at 2 1/2 inches by 5 inches. And then I needed one more little piece, and it's roughly about 3 inches long. Actually, this one's a little bit longer than 3 inches, but it's very important that it is 3/4 of an inch wide this direction, because this is what's going to fit into the sides right there. Whoops. So, well, I'm all butterfingers, but that's what's going to slide in there so that it holds the headstone up when it's in use. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to take my piece of heavyweight cardstock first, and we're going to do the scoring on this so we can make our little box. And I'm going to go ahead and fold my pieces in like this. And I don't really need that. And then I'm going to unfold them, and I'm going to cut here, here, and then here and here. And I'll show you that. Okay, get my tacky glue, and you can use whatever adhesive you like, but I always like to use glue. I feel like it holds the strongest. And we are going to be putting candy in this, so I want it to hold up well. Now we're going to set this to the side there to let it set up a little bit, but that is our little box. That's what it's going to hold our little goodies. So yeah, I'm just going to set that to the side, and then we are going to bring in this, and we're going to do our the part that's going to wrap around. Now I'm just going to start bending my little pieces a little bit. I'm not going to burnish these down. I don't need to. I want to kind of leave this a little on the loose side to begin with, because we want to make sure that it's going to wrap around this very well. So let me give you a little hint when we do this. Ooh, my cutter, I need a new blade on it. So you see right here, we want a little bit of a gap. This is why the little box is a little hair shorter, and well, not really shorter, but not as wide as what we anticipated cutting here. But I want to make sure that I have the appropriate gap right there, because we have to slide in those edges right there. So I'm going to kind of line it up, make sure it's even, and then I'm going to bring out my glue. Now I'm going to glue this down with the box being in it until it kind of starts to grab a hold of it, because I want it to not get too terribly tight. And I found that when I did this one time, when I pulled out this too soon, I ended up making it just a hair too tight, and then I had trouble getting my little tombstone set in there. So that's just a tip. You want to make sure you got a little bit of a gap there, and we're just going to go ahead and lightly push it down. Check both sides, because they need to be as even as possible. We're just going to push lightly, not too hard there. And now I'm ready to take it out. And now I'm going to take my bone folder and carefully kind of come in here and just push, 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 without making it move or anything. There we go. Now I'm going to slide that right back on, and we have our little base of our tombstone. Now this is a good time right here to go ahead and bring out your ink pad and little dauber. That's what I'm going to use. And even though this is very dark, I'm still going to use my ink and kind of fog up the edges a little bit, rough it up, kind of. I want to make it look dirty, and I want to make sure that you see the little white right here. I'm going to cover that. That's going to be black. So I just kind of push that in. And you might want to let it dry a little bit more than I let it dry right there, just so that it's fully adhered. But, you know, for time's sakes, we're just going to move on with it. And so I've done those edges there. And then I'm going to come along all the little folded edges and then kind of bring some in there. And really just kind of darken up the edges, even on the side. Just think, you know, think of it being there for 100 years, and it's dirty and dusty and cobwebs everywhere. That's why the cobweb paper made a perfect thing for it. So you can easily go get you this. And remember, I'm just kind of dirtying this up a little bit, kind of slapping it on there a little bit. Again, you want to make sure it's good and dried before you start doing this, but I'm trying to be gentle with it at the same time. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. Just kind of, again, gave it some character to it. So we're going to push that out of the way, because we're going to need that again here shortly. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is take our headstone piece, which is 2.5 by 5. And the reason mine's 2.5, well, of course, because this is 2.5 inches right here, and it just so happens to be the perfect thing, so I can use my tag punch, because it goes from 1.5, 2, and 2.5. And I'm gonna slip it right in there. I'm sure that vibrated, so I'm sorry. And so now I have the top of my tombstone. Now, you can see, of course, there's a hole there. Now, you may have a punch or a die cut or something that will do something without leaving this, but this is okay because I'm going to kind of cover that up a little bit. So we're going to do the same thing here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start dirtying this up. I really want lots of shadows on this, so I'm going to kind of go heavy on this. Because, you know, a very old tombstone is very dirty. Now the bottom edge you're not going to really see, but you know, just for continuity's sakes, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And see, I'm going to start bringing some of it in towards the middle of it here in different spots. Again, just shading different little spots, because we want it to look very, very dirty. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take a piece of paper here because I am so messy when I do these things. And so that you might actually be able to see it a little bit better like that. And then we're going to go ahead and take, I have a spider web stamp. And we're just going to stamp that right on the top because I love the spider webs. I love it. I think it was just perfect for a spooky graveyard scene. So we're going to go ahead and dip that right in there. Get it good and inked up. Test it, make sure it's doing okay. Yep. Get a little bit more ink on there. We're going to bring this right up here to the top, kind of overlap some of the edging. And we're just going to stamp right down there. And that's the very tippy top of it. Okay. Now we're going to move that, and we're going to take our little spider. Got a little spider right there. Oh, he's so cute. Get him stuck down, because you know you got to have a spider. Actually, you know what? Let's do this first. We're going to do our rip. Our rest in peace is going to come first. We're going to kind of center it right about there. Doesn't have to be perfect, because remember, this is, hey, it's at least 100 years old. Could be 200. And now we're going to take our little spider. It's going to kind of creepy crawly right about there. See? Oh, how cute. Okay, and then we're going to do another one up here on the top because I just love spiders. Well, not in real life. I actually hate spiders. But I think they're really cute for Halloween. And then I'm going to take one right about, let's see, how do I want to angle him? Right here. And that'll make a little bit better sense when I put another piece on, and you'll see that. So, there we go. How cute is that? Now could be also a good time. We're going to go ahead and put on this cute little glittered bat, because he's going to cover up that little hole right there. And we're going to put it just on his wings, because his body is actually what's going to cover the hole. And he's going to be kind of flying into the web. Okay, now while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and take this piece right here, which was the 3/4 of an inch by about 3 inches. This is actually a little bit longer than 3 inch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my box, just to make sure that I get the measurement pretty correct, is I'm actually just going to kind of bend it around the box itself. And then I'll just kind of press that in. And just want to make sure that it's going to fit into the box. Hopefully, if I've cut everything right, see, it'll fit right into there like that. But we've got to glue it onto the back of the tombstone. So let's go ahead and glue this up. Just kind of line it up there. Now we're not going to glue the side pieces, because those are what's going to slip right into the box. And I've kind of got this little off-centered there, but that's why I like to use the liquid glue. It gives me time to work with my stuff. And I quite frankly need that extra time. And we're just going to brush it down really well. And you can see right there. Well, let's see. Fit it right into that box. And there we go. We have the tombstone, and it's fitting right into its little thing. Now you can of course do different sizes of the tombstone. This one's kind of tall. I'd actually could probably cut some of this off because he does seem a little tall, but he's okay. Now what I'm also going to do for this little drawer right here is I'm going to take my little punch right here and punch just a tiny little hole. Not a hole, but just kind of a half circle. It'll help you be able to pull that out. See that? Slide that right back in. And we're going to take, let's see. Let's take some candy pieces. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. And let's go ahead and stuff our little box. Because who doesn't love Twix and Three Musketeers and Snickers? We're just going to pack it as full as we can get it without making the box, you know, bend and such. I think I may have overpacked it a little bit, but... And then remember what I said about this. If you're going to be giving this to coworkers, you're going to want to glue that piece to the inside of this box, to the outer covering of the box. That way it won't move around on them. But if you're going to ship it, it's a good way, and just make sure you tell whoever your recipient is that they'll need to just slide it right in there, and they can glue it themselves, and they can set it on their shelves, a table, whatever, but it makes a super cute treat box. How cute is that, guys? Thanks, guys, and y'all have a great day.